What's going on, guys, from Porto, Portugal? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Mac and I make travel videos from all over the world. And in today's video, we're in Porto, Portugal, which is a city of almost 300,000 people, known for its wine and its bridges and its beautiful elevation looking over all of the city. So we're gonna go ahead and take you through the city and give you our best recommendations when you're in Porto, Portugal.
So we are here at the Church of Our Lady of Carmel, which is a church that was built in the 1700s and is known for this giant tile facade on the side of the building. The inside is also very intricately decorated, so it looks like it's actually closed at certain times during the day for visits. It's open Mondays through Saturdays, closed on Sundays because they still hold services there, and it looks like also during the week it's closed at some times for prayers as well. So just keep that in mind if you're visiting.
Alright guys, we're about to be at our next stop, which is the CLERIGOS church here, and it's a 240 step hike all the way to the top here, but it's beautiful from down here, so I can only imagine the views it's going to be up there. Alright, so before we get up to the top, there is 5 euros you have to pay in order to get in, and that also gets you into like this whole exhibit, which has paintings and other historical things if you're into that type of stuff. We're in the trek up right now, already tired, and it's only been like 6 floors, probably like 18 more to go, and it's extremely narrow. Make sure you take your backpack off because the hallways are so small that you literally need to go like back to back or stomach to stomach to people, with people to even get through, so a little bit claustrophobic. So we're up at the very top, and the views are so phenomenal up here. It's like you can't even really hear the city noises that much. You just have a really nice breeze. So guys, the views up there in the church were amazing. Would definitely recommend you guys to come up and check that tower out. I wouldn't recommend anyone that gets claustrophobic because, like I said earlier, it is really tight getting up and down, and once you're at the top, it's pretty crowded. We're also here on a Saturday, so there's probably more people. I'm sure if you came in the earlier, later times of the day, you might have a better chance, but we'll see you guys at the next spot.
Getting onto a Porto cruise. It's called the 6 Bridges cruise. There are 6 main bridges along the Douro River, and this cruise takes you under all of them. So basically you go up and around, and it's just got great views of the city. It was recommended by our Airbnb host, 15 euros for 50 minutes. We are at the Palace of the Crystal Gardens, which The palace actually was built in the 1800s and then destroyed in the 1950s and replaced with a dome now that's used for sporting events. But still surrounding what used to be the palace are the palace's gardens that are really beautiful, as you can see. And there's also a really cool, really big market around here as well, selling books. They're doing readings. It looks like there's a place for live music. You can get food, drinks, little beer garden area. So definitely a cool place to check out if you're ever in Porto.
So guys, when you first walk into this park, you wouldn't really expect that it has so many amazing things to it. To be honest, when we first walked in, we saw kind of an older looking ugly building, as Chelsea was telling you about. And then once you get like further along through the park to where there's like basically the edges of the park with the viewpoints over Porto, then you're like, wow, just there are so many great viewpoints all around here and just a great spot to walk around during the sunset. And also you're gonna find like so many different birds. We found everything from roosters to peacocks to ducks, seagulls. Every kind of bird is just roaming around here. So it's a little bit of the nature experience as well. So guys, we just got to our next spot, and of course this list of things to do in Porto wouldn't be complete unless of course we have one of our favorites, which is a sunset viewpoint looking over Porto and some of the bridges. It's absolutely beautiful, so definitely check this place out if you guys are out here, and take a look here now. The next spot here in Porto is CAIS de RIBEIRA, excuse the pronunciation, but this place is so great to just walk around, stroll next to the water. You can see both sides of the city, and this is also where you'll find all different types of restaurants, shop, and also places to hop on for the 6 bridge tour. So you kind of get a little bit of everything. I think an important thing to note though is this is a very touristy area. It's one of the most picturesque areas of all of Porto, and so with that you get of course higher prices, you get a lot more crowds, and so that's one of the downsides, but it's so beautiful, we still highly recommend it. The next stop here in Porto will be the Dom Luis Bridge, a massive double-decker bridge that's almost 300 feet up in the air. And basically I want to get to the other side because it'll be a great spot to take the drone off. I'm going to go all the way over there, but there's 2 ways to get up the bridge. You can go up the top way or you can go down the bottom way. Given that this viewpoint from the top is so amazing, I'm gonna go ahead and climb these steps. It looks, well, quite high if it's almost 300 feet up in the air. So these are the stairs that need to be climbed all the way up. I'm gonna count them to see how many it actually is to get to the top. All right guys, I think I accurately counted it. 212 steps to get to the top, and then I think it's a pathway to get to the bridge. But I'm out of breath, so I'll see you up there. Just kidding, there was one more little passageway, 220 stairs, and I did it in like a minute and a half. So any cardio people, you could probably have done it much faster, but I am dying. There's limited passageway because you have to share it with Metro, but the views are unbelievable. Just walking on the bridge will definitely give you that thrill. When you look down, it's almost 300 feet till you hit the water. Now that would be a pretty scary 9 to 5 if you asked me. Ooh. It takes some courage to paint the side of this bridge, look at that. Once you get to the other side of the bridge, there's this viewpoint also, and that looks over Porto. So you kind of get 2 in 1 when you go over the bridge. And then also there's actually a cable car station right there, which will take you all the way down. And there's a station right down there at the bottom, and then you can access all the restaurants along there. We just made it up to the next spot here, which is a beautiful viewpoint. From what I've been told by the locals, it's really great to come up here for the sunset. It's really, really cloudy. Either way though, it's just such a beautiful view of all of Porto, the river, the boats coming in, the bridges, kind of everything you can imagine here. And it's right in front of, sorry, I gotta look at my phone for this one, Mosteiro de SERRA do PILAR. Apologize for my once again horrible pronunciation. Let's say marries up to what you see when you cross the bridge, but it's a little bit higher up so you can see just a slight bit more, which I think would really add to that overall feel if you're coming up here with a couple cervezas or some vino for the sunsets here. So guys, our next spot here is the Teleferico de GAIA, which is basically like a cable car that brings you basically all the way from the top of the bridge to the bottom. The reason why we're recommending this one is because you get a really cool view of the city hanging from a cable car. Who doesn't like that, especially in such a beautiful and picturesque city like Porto? And so let's head on in there and we'll show you guys what it looks like from the cable car. All right, I see mine coming in the distance. All right, let's hop in. It's a quick hop, step, and jump. And we're in. All right guys, we're cruising down now in the cable car. It's pretty cool here. You can see all of Porto, like I was saying. It goes pretty quick though, I can already tell. It was €6 to take this thing down one way. You can get round trip if you want, depending on what you want to do. So normally I would say €6 is way too much, but the great part is they give you one free glass of wine right down here in the wine district, which is our next spot that we'll be showing you guys. All right, and here's the station that we're gonna be arriving in. This is what some would consider the wine district of Porto. All right, it was like about a 3-minute ride at max. So it did go by pretty quick, but it was still really cool to see it from that angle, because normally you can only get shots like that from the drone and not actually see it unless you're in the helicopter. So pretty cool, but now we're here in wine district. So let's see where we can find this free glass of wine that the gondola got us. Here's the glass they give you. It is kind of small, I'm not gonna lie. This is with only one sip, so it's just a very tiny little one. So guys, down here, like I said, you can find so many different areas where you can do wine tastings, and depending on where you're from, it might actually be a pretty good deal. For the place we were just at, where I got the free glass of wine, it was €5 for a glass, so not too bad at all. Obviously if you're coming from the United States, but for Portugal, obviously that's a little bit more expensive, because in some areas you can get it, you know, for half that at a nice restaurant. All right guys, we're leaving the wine district now. That pretty much wraps up today's video. Hopefully this video will help you in planning with the 10 tips we had for you today in Porto. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.